Year he. Welcome back to Anatomical Analogy. So in this, video today, as mentioned in the video previous to this one, we're going to discuss the factors that affect tension production within a muscle organ. So we already discussed the factors that affect the tension production within a myofiber. Now we're going to talk about the factors that affect the tension production within a muscle organ. So first off, obviously, tension production in individual myofibers are going to affect the tension production within the muscle organ itself. So that's obviously the length of the sarcomere, width of the sarcomere, number and frequency of stimuli, and then the fatigue as well. But second factor that affects the tension production within a muscle organ is motor unit recruitment. So definition of a motor unit is a one motor neuron. Motor neuron, if you recall, it goes from the central nervous system, so brain or spinal cord, to an effector, which is a muscle or gland. So motor unit is one motor neuron plus all of the myofibers it innervates. So one motor neuron plus all of the muscle cells that the nerve the motor neuron connects to, essentially. So innervates means where the nerves connect to something else and stimulate it. So innervate one motor neuron plus all of the myofibers that are affected by this one motor neuron, aka innervate. So obviously the more myofibers innervated equals the more potential tension there. So motor unit is the combination of these one motor neuron plus all of the number of areas of the myofibers that one motor neuron innervates here. So going a step farther, motor unit recruitment is the number of motor neurons that are recruited to stimulate myofibers. So whenever at max strength, when max strength is reached, the max number of it's also the maximum motor unit recruitment here. So when we reach the just full amount of strength we can produce, that's also the max amount of motor unit recruitment there. So the most amount of myofibers are being recruited by the motor neurons there. So think of it like this. It's like yelling on a microphone in a crowd to recruit singers to the stage. So think of like in Step Brothers when the singer gets kicked out at the freaking Catalina wine mixer, Brandon and Dale essentially get called to the stage. They're the motor unit recruitment. They're recruited to stimulate the myofibers, to stimulate the crowd. So once again, motor unit recruitment is the number of motor neurons recruited to stimulate the myofibers. So whenever max strength, we're lifting all we can. We're also putting into play, I guess, so we're also practicing maximum motor unit recruitment. So max strength equals max motor unit recruitment. If we want to increase our strength, increase the amount of weight we can lift, if we're lifting weights or lifting anything, if we want to lift more, we need to increase the width of each sarcomere. So increase the width of the sarcomeres, increase the amount of weight we can lift. So going farther with our discussion here on the muscle organ may have two different things. So there may be many motor neurons, with each motor neuron innervating only a few myofibers. So you got lots of motor neurons, and each motor neuron is only affecting a couple different muscle cells or myofibers. So this is for more precise muscles, more precise movements. So since there's less myofibers are needed at one time, this is for precision. So like examples would be muscles of the fingers, muscles of the voice. So we need to be very, very precise and when we're speaking. So we could fluctuate our volume of our voices by just minuscule amounts, and we could do a bunch of kind of precise movements with our fingers. But if there was the opposite of this, would be when we change the tune of our voice, we'd go from a whisper to a scream, just like that. But many motor neurons, with each motor neuron innervating only a few myofibers, that's precise movements. On the other hand, some muscle organs may have a few motor neurons that, with each motor neuron innervating many myofibers. So this, on the other hand, is larger muscle movements. It's not as precise movements, since few motor neurons are innervating many different myofibers at once. So this would be the less precise movements, such as larger muscles of the back of the leg. So you don't need to be as fine, since it's more focused on the larger amount of it's more focused on the larger muscles for larger movements. Our back doesn't got to be precise when we're moving it or when we're walking. Obviously need some level of precision, but it's not like we need to have that kind of extremely precise movement. I mean, we're taking a step. It's just large movements. They don't have to be that precise. So with larger movements, not as precise movements, there's going to be a few motor neurons, with each motor neuron innervating many myofibers. So to run back through here, factors that affect the tension production within a muscle organ. Obviously, the tension production within a myofiber itself. So that's the length of a sarcomere, width of a sarcomere, fatigue, as well as the number and frequency of stimuli. And secondly, motor unit recruitment. So motor unit is one motor neuron plus all of the myofibers that motor neuron innervates. Motor unit recruitment is the number of motor neurons recruited to stimulate myofibers. So at max strength, we're going to have max motor unit recruitment, and then that muscle organ, or any muscle organ in our body, can have many motor neurons, with each motor neuron innervating a few myofibers for precise movements, or we can have a few motor neurons with each motor neuron innervating many myofibers. So that's for the larger group movements, the larger muscles, less precise movements is going to be few motor neurons innervating each, with each motor neuron innervating many myofibers. That'd be like muscles of the leg are going to have those few motor neurons, with each motor neuron innervating many myofibers. So we're going to continue our discussion here with ATP production within a myofiber. So that's next episode. But if you have any questions about tension production within, or factors that affect tension production within a muscle organ, drop questions below. Get back to you ASAP. We'll get it all sorted out. And also with the two different types of amounts of motor neurons that a muscle can have. If you have any questions, drop it below. We'll get you an answer. We'll get you sorted out. Bada bing, bada boom.